Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So I stumbled upon this video by David Wood and I felt obligated to react to this. Let's check it out.
And Nabil and I know what the Muslim sources say on many of these issues, and almost everything on the issue of peace and violence and tolerance and women's issues and science was a complete misrepresentation of what the sources say. And this is what we see over and over and over again. When people convert, we ask them why they converted, and it's always based on some kind of misrepresentation, some watered down, whitewashed version of Islam. And we take
Alright, so he's going to provide something that's a whitewashed version of Islam. So you'd assume that he's going to provide some sort of interpretation that's like a contemporary interpretation, right? Let's check it out.
someone like Brittany. Does she know what Islam really teaches? There are
So Brittany is a girl that converted to Islam, and David's quite upset about it, as we can see.
many issues, but take one. Women in Islam. Does Brittany know what Islam teaches about women in Islam? Does she know that Surah 4:34 says that if a woman gets out of line, a husband can beat her into submission? If she does know about that verse, I guarantee you she's been told it refers to tapping a woman lightly with a toothbrush. Is this what the Muslim sources say? No, we know what the Muslim sources say. We know about
So he's saying that tapping one's wife with a toothbrush slash a miswak is a whitewashed version of Islam, and that the Islamic sources don't say this. That's according to David's not even understanding, but that's his claim. Let's carry on.
people like Ibn Abbas and what we read in Al-Tabari.
Wait, you get that? I don't want to miss anything.
We know about people like Ibn Abbas and what we read in Al-Tabari, that a woman could be tied to her bed, that a woman would be beaten until she actually submits, tied down to her bed and beaten until she submits. This is
So this is what Ibn Abbas says in Tafsir al-Tabari. Well, alhamdulillah, I do have my own copy of Tafsir al-Tabari right here. I have access to the Arabic language, which you don't, David. Under verse number 34 in Surah An-Nisa, Ibn Abbas is asked what is meant by a light beating, and he responds, it is a beating with a miswak, with a toothbrush, right? The same thing that David claims is a whitewashed version of Islam, something that supposedly doesn't exist in the sources, when in reality this is not only a first century understanding, this is a first generation understanding. This is the cousin of the Prophet, peace be upon him, saying that this is what it is, that this is about beating one's wife with a miswak. It doesn't mean beat her senselessly while being tied to bed. David, you're pretending to be an expert, you're pretending to be something that you aren't, and that ticks me off. Honestly, that ticks me off. When you try to pretend as if you're familiar with the sources when you're not. I've seen clips of you taking things out of context, dropping things out that are going to go against your narrative. But this one's just embarrassing, David. This one's just embarrassing. And I think you deserve a beating. This isn't my miswak, by the way. It's actually my wife's miswak, ironically. And no, she doesn't beat me with it, but yeah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.